regardless of like how marriages are put together, people are the ones that are affecting the relationship. Marriage is just a tool, vehicle to like manage assets and rights more than it is something that like dictates the value of your relationship. Right. And I think that's my takeaway from this conversation, because ultimately a lot of people might see it differently. Right. That's
why I said, like, I always say to people, don't get married if it doesn't make sense on paper. Yeah. Right. In my opinion, if everybody's broke, then fine, get married, whatever, it doesn't matter. If one person, because like, what do you have to lose?
Okay. Really? So you're saying broke people are the only ones that should be getting married?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if everyone is broke, then you ain't got nothing to lose. Why not? Get married for love and everything else, right? And you can probably build within that, but also understand that during that building process, you are married. So everybody's going to have entitlement to something, right? Legally. Yeah. It's when you have people who have significant assets, right? One person may have more than the other. When this starts happening, or even you guys are on the same level financially, that marriage can become a little more complicated, right? And that's where I start telling people, you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So I know that we have this grandiose idea of marriage being this beautiful union, which it is, and this spiritual connection, which it is, and this religious bond, which it is, for some people. But also understand it's a financial contract, and you're not going to enter into a contract when it doesn't make sense, right? So let's sit down and talk about a prenuptial agreement. What does that look like? What should be in it? Yeah. What clauses do I want as a woman? Because there are different things that men and women should both ask for in prenups, right? Yeah. As a woman, these are the clauses that I would like in it to protect myself in case things like adultery happen, or this happens, or I become a stay-at-home mom, right? And I need some sort of alimony claim, or I lose my skill. If I am a man and I have interest in businesses with other partners, or I make this amount of money or whatever, there needs to be some sort of constraint around what happens to my assets if we separate, right? But people don't want to have that conversation because it directly conflicts with the fact that we're getting married for love. Uh-huh. Well, that's nice. But you're also entering into a legally binding contract. And just like we walk around with insurance, right? You don't intend to crash your car when you go outside, but you have insurance on your car, right? You don't intend to have a heart attack, but you have health insurance. Some of us, not everybody has health insurance. I don't want to talk about that because it makes me upset. But anyway, so why not do your due diligence before you get married, especially if you have something to lose. If there's a risk for you, which men fear, sit down and have the conversation about, these are what my assets look like. This is what I'm comfortable with, and this is what I'm not comfortable with, and have that conversation. It doesn't mean the person loves you any less. It just means you're being smart about your partnership.
So you're pro prenup, obviously.
Absolutely.
So for prenups, does the whole concept of accustomed to a certain lifestyle go away if it's not written in the prenup?
What do you mean?
So you know how like certain like marriages end in divorce, and the dispute is how much alimony is given out. So if the partner who makes less was accustomed to a certain lifestyle, then they're awarded or afforded a certain amount of like alimony based on that lifestyle that they need to maintain.
It doesn't go away completely because it depends on what's fair. The judge is still going to try to do what's fair, right? So if the prenup at the time, y'all have, who can we use an example? Jeff Bezos, right? Let's use that. Amazon started out in a closet, let's say, right? And that was that. If they had a prenuptial agreement that said based on this lifestyle, blah, 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 blah. Well, this man is worth billions of dollars. Is it billions? Does he have billions?
Yeah, he's like the richest man in the world, even though after his divorce, he's like $100 billion.
Billions. I was like, who is it? Is it still Bill Gates? I don't know. Jeff Bezos, billions of dollars. A prenuptial agreement in that divorce.
$191 billion.
It don't even make no sense. Don't even make no sense. Can't even do nothing with it. But anyway, he's got billions of dollars now, right?
How is this a thing?
A prenuptial agreement back then when Amazon was in a closet, it won't be fair at that point, right? To say, oh, well, you should just only be accustomed to the lifestyle that you agreed to at the time of the prenup. A judge is still going to try and do what's fair and what's right. But there will be constraints around that. There's more protection around it when you have a prenuptial agreement.
All right. In the prenup, I'm going to write what I'm accustomed to, my lifestyle. I'm going to be like, I'm accustomed to getting my feet rubbed. Uh-huh. I'm accustomed to having sandwiches made.
What kind of sandwiches? Peanut butter or turkey?
Yes. No crust.